Welcome back to our NFL picks. It is week 8, and I am Emily Nerland with
Chad M. And this week, Emily, we are starting to turn things around. Enough of these tough losses that we've had to endure here the last few weeks. I went 1-2 last week. I don't know how you did over there.
I won a game.
You won one game. Okay, it's better than none. So anyways, let's get straight down to business here. I'll give you guys my top selection, and it is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles at home, a short price, less than a field goal, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I understand that Atlanta has not lost a game yet this year, and Philadelphia has looked very shaky at times, but I can't help but not overlook the fact that the Eagles are 13-0 under Andy Reid coming out of a bye. That means they must be doing something right with that extra week to get things back on track here. When I look at the way the Falcons have played the last few weeks, they really haven't been all that impressive. They're just sort of squeaking by. They're not playing complete games. When you look at Atlanta's number one weakness, it's the run defense. If Philadelphia has any brains, they're going to be handing off the ball to Shady all game long. We should be able to gash them. They're on their home field where they played much better this year. Atlanta traditionally has not been as good outside of the dome. They got rid of Juan Castillo. The defense is going to be a little bit charged up, and I just believe that anytime you can get the Eagles, who still have a lot of talent, under a field goal against a team that probably isn't quite as good as their record for Atlanta, they're ripe for the picking to lose their first game this weekend.
Well, I'm going to be flying with the Falcons low-key, so not throwing money on that, but I have them in my heart. My first bet is going to be Indy hitting up Tennessee, and Indy cannot win on the road this year. They are 0-2, plus their defense is still banged up. Then you have Hasselbeck, who is 2-0. He is coming into his own. He is a veteran quarterback. He is really doing what he can with this team while Walker has been out, and Chris Johnson finally remembered that the season started, I think. So he's actually playing football. So I think any way you look at it, you have to take Tennessee on this game by at least more than a field goal.
Yep, I agree with that angle. They're not a game that I'm too interested in with those two not so impressive football teams. Now, a game that's going to be very intriguing that everybody wants to see, which I expect to be a shootout. But instead of just going over the total, which I do have a lean with here, I'm going to be taking the New Orleans Saints on the road, getting nearly a touchdown at Denver here. The main reason for this is due to the fact that Drew Brees and that high-octane offense is always in football games. It doesn't really matter if they're down by 2 or 3 scores. The back door is always wide open with them. And despite the fact that they're 2-4, they really haven't been blown out in any games. There's only been one game the entire year they've lost by this margin. We've seen how spotty Denver's defense has been, in particular the secondary, which can be exposed and burnt a little bit. I think they have a little bit of mojo, having won 2 games in a row. They actually won on the road, outdoors, so maybe they're starting to gain some traction there. They get Joe Vitt back, a better coach maybe than what they've seen with this Kramer guy. They're getting guys like Vilma back in the lineup, and I really believe the Saints believe there's still a chance. And on the national stage, you know you're going to get their best effort. Denver, it's way too many points for them to be laying for a team that's just 500 right now and has struggled going up against opposing terrific offenses like New Orleans has.
So they're going to want to see Sean Payton with his new braced grin, smiling over a win.
Yes, smiling over a win, or at least losing by less than 6 points.
He'd be happy with anything if they can kind of turn that around against Peyton Manning, who's been playing really well.
Yes.
So my second pick, I have to go with Oakland, headed to KC, because basically I think the only thing on KC's mind right now is how Barkley is going to be looking in a Chiefs jersey. Basically, they have been atrocious. They haven't gotten anything done. They were calling out for Quinn to go in, and Quinn sucks just as badly. Obviously, Barkley's going to be much, much better for them because he knows the colors. It's not going to be that different. Anyway, Oakland has won the last 9 at Arrowhead. I don't think that you can go against them. It's not a game you're going to want to watch, but it's definitely a game I'm going to lay money on. I have Oakland winning this one.
Okay, great. And my final pick here will be another outstanding primetime game, division rivalry. We got the G-Men rolling into Cowboy Stadium. And in this new Cowboy Stadium, they've won every single time they've gone there. So why would things change this time around? Not a chance. I'm on the G-Men big in this spot here because of the fact that they're just simply the better football team. They're the team that comes up with the clutch plays. They're the teams that have the better quarterback with Manning over Romo, better coach team, better overall defense. And then you look at Dallas, some of the injuries they're going through right now. Sean Lee, their stud linebacker, out for the year. And then they also are missing their top running backs to try to help the balance with Romo. They beat them in the first game of the year. I think there's a little bit of a revenge spot for the Giants. And anytime you're only laying under a field goal. Pretty much if they win, they're going to be covering this number here. So give me the better overall team, and we know that the Giants always play better on the road, and Dallas chokes in the spotlight on their home field.
So now I know which Manning you love.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Eli's the man right now, for sure.
Alicia, his full name.
Okay.
For my last pick, I have St. Louis Rams and New England headed to Old England for a matchup, and they're playing on a soggy pitch. Imagine the Rams, who can't play outside of a dome, trying to get anything done on that field. They don't know how to play out there. New England's already done it. You have Brady, who's actually been airing out. He's regressing, as you can expect. He's about 35 now, but you can at least expect them to lay a touchdown on a pretty sad Rams team out there in England. I'm going to have to go with the Pats on this one.
And that's our picks for this week. I hope you guys go out there and bet some money on these games and enjoy it. And of course, you can do that at BetHubb.com. You can see that in the link below of this video here. Go ahead, start up your own account, and we'll throw you guys a nice little bonus to get things rolling. You can post your own lines. You can challenge your friends. You can come up with some creative bets and just get really involved and ensure that when you're watching football on Sunday afternoons that you're going to be having a fantastic time with some extra money riding on these games.